I'd like to enlighten this basic structure doctrine, which you mentioned here in the answer, which is basically a set of principles of the Constitution of India, written in the Constitution of India, which cannot be amended or curtailed in any way by the parliament or judiciary, by anyone in the nation. But still, when we see after the Kesavananda Bharati case as well, when the basic structure doctrine was introduced, which comes against the Article 368 of Constitution, which provides Parliament all the rights to curtail or amend any law, any article written in the Constitution of India. But what we see after the introduction of basic structure doctrine, it comes 42nd Amendment, and the 9th schedule is also there, where Parliament has always tried to amend something in such a way, to amend a bill in such a way that they could, surpass the limitations of basic structure doctrine, even to curtail, remove, or, somehow amend the fundamental rights of India as well.
Right. So what we are talking about are one of the most difficult times which Indian democracy has passed through, and which period is referred to as when India was under emergency rule, right? But if you look at years after it, at Amendment 44, 45, 46, and what we see, whatever was beyond or in breach of basic structure or in breach of fundamental rights was done away with, and the originals where it was deemed required was restored. The initial
Is it true that a judiciary can only intervene when someone challenges those amendments, those bill which Parliament is amending or introducing? After that only.
that is the usual way. It's because what happens when something is overdone or something is overreaches upon somebody, right? That person would stand up and will go to the court.
So if we take the example of those litigations which have entered the judiciary, the Supreme Court after the introduction of some certain bill, we see that out of 105 amendments that have took till now, 16 were challenged in the Supreme Court regarding that this is against the morals of the basic structure doctrine. 9 of them were totally given a clean chit. They were allowed to be amended, and the other 7 were somehow abolished by the judiciary. So why is it so that even if the fundamental rights are getting amended, the judiciary only takes somewhere a part in abolishing it and not in every term?
Right, it's a very subjective question like the law is, but let me try to answer it. So, making an appeal or going to court with some grounds that these laws or this provision is in violation of fundamental right is your fundamental right, right? You can go take up any issue and go to the court. Then it is for court to consider, to test it with seasoned principles of basic structure of all doctrines, and then come to an understanding that this objection which you are having is really in breach of fundamental rights or basic structures, or is not in breach. Sometimes, or most of the times, these are just policy matters with litigants raise up, and Supreme Court cannot interfere into a policy matter.
Okay, if we as a citizen take some concern about running of this constitution, I think we will have to keep a certain level of faith to believe that yes, we have the basic structure doctrine. Now I would like to focus upon something else, especially to the public, that we had 7 fundamental rights, if I'm not